Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I am doing a book review of the 365 Days Challenge with Tarot and Oracle for Mystic Souls. This was created by my friend Ouassima. My friend Ouassima was working in collaboration with my friend Steph out in Belgium, when she was working on her book. So this is one that Ouassima was working on the same time, or at the same time. And this is kind of like a follow-up to her other book, which I purchased. And it was the Tarot and Oracle 365-Day Challenge for Busy Souls. I use this one every now and then on my during my live chats on Saturdays. And so I think this would be a lot of fun for me to use this during my live chats, as well as it has a lot of fabulous prompts. And what I like both about Ouassima's book and also my friend Steph's book, which I reviewed before about the Tarot and Oracles Challenge from around the world, is that they have very unique prompts. It's not the same. How does this, how does this lead to this? What surrounds you? What grounds you? Not that those aren't important questions, but it seems like if we keep asking ourselves the same questions, which sometimes can be beneficial, getting to the root cause of things, but sometimes it's great to ask ourselves a variety of questions, and questions we haven't thought to ask, because then we get to look into aspects of ourselves we haven't toured or viewed before. So this one says it is a transformative, spiritual, and mystical journey because it is for the mystic soul. All right, so let's first just take a look at the cover of this book. I know, don't judge a book by its cover, but I will say that if you are of the tactile persuasion, this has that rose petal finish that a lot of people like on their tarot decks. So there we have the title on the spine, and we have a little bit of information on the back here. And it says this book can be used by tarot beginners and those that are advanced. I would say that you could use this with your tarot decks, your oracle decks, Lenormand, runes, whatever it may be. But also, if you don't own any divination tools, use your own divination tool, the one that is built inside of you. That is your intuition. Use your intuition, your connection with source, and use this as a journaling book full of prompts, for those bougie journals that you guys have and all your fancy pens. So you can use it for that, of course, but also, in conjunction with your tarot and oracle decks. Okay. So this is powered by Core Magic. She's also known as Wasi Magic on YouTube. I believe it's Ascension Waves, Core Magic. Core Magic, I think, is her website. And then Wasi Magic is her other YouTube channel. One of them, I believe, is in French, and the other one is in English. Okay, so a little bit of information here. The person that did the cover art she created the Nest of Light tarot, or oracle, but she did the cover art for my friend Steph's book. She's done it for this one. Let's dive into this. For mystic souls who wish to explore the known and unknown, may this journey be enlightening and expanding for you. All right, so it gives you things that you could utilize this book for. Of course, just like my best friend Steph, you utilize the book any way you wish. So you'll notice that after we get past this section with, how you could use the book, just a suggestion, we go into the prompts. At the very back, hold on, let's get to some of that stuff. We get into the gratitudes, of course. Hey, there's my friend Steph's name. Oh, and me. Oh, wow. I'm so focused on, I was like reading the bulk of the book here that I never even looked to see my name. But anyway, yay, thank you, Ouassima. And there's also, ways that you could set up your journals, for card a day pulls that you have, and using it in conjunction with this book. There's also the collaborators. There's my buddy Steph right there. And then, of course, other books that are out there. But she has her table of contents at the very back. Again, just like my friend Steph, putting them at the back, so that way if you were actually looking for something in particular, you could go to the back of the book for it. But they want you to just kind of like, you know, like there's I don't know if you watch this YouTube channel, but Harold Baldiri, he's like this Norwegian guy that just kind of like travels all over the place and like finds, just, he goes off the beaten path. And so he never like goes down a set trail or path, you know, on any like famous attraction or anything like that, any mountain. And so this book is kind of set up the same way, where it's like, just kind of find your way around and see, you know, what piques your interest, and, you know, go there, go with your gut, go with your intuition. And if you need to go find a road sign, then go to the back of the book and see if you can find something that, you know, you like, or a place or a direction that you would like to go. So I kind of like to think of the book like that, as, you know, somebody who wants to go adventuring, but they don't necessarily want to stay on the trail. So let me give you an example of what it means, these 365 challenge days. Okay, like let's say we go with this one. Oops. There we go. Grounding in 7 days. So what you could do is you could do all of these prompts at once if you chose to. You could just do maybe this one and then, you know, go and do something else, or you can stick with it for all 7 days. It's totally up to you and whatever you guys want to do. This will, if you buy it, it's your book, you know, just like when you buy a tarot deck, it's your deck. You do it if you want to edge it, you want to trim it, you want to write on the deck. That's your thing, you know. You do you, boo. All right, so like here for day one, in the spiritual field, grounding can refer to being totally incarnated in matter, be in the present moment, have a strong connection to earth, be aware of what is concretely surrounding us. So then you might pull a card. What is grounding for you? Maybe you pull several cards. Maybe you don't pull any cards at all, and you just ask your intuition directly, and go with that and journal that. And then maybe you pull some cards after, you know, you've asked yourself that question, and see kind of where that might take you. Again, you know, kind of on a little wayward journey. And then you might go to day two. When we talk about grounding, we always think of it as rooting in Mother Earth as roots of trees. But did you know that there are a multitude of other ways to ground yourself? Explore with your deck 3 different ways that you can help you to ground yourself. You know, and then you can kind of go every which way with this. All right, let's see. Let's go. Ooh, let's go here. Ooh, bonus darkness. Heck yeah. This challenge is for you to understand the spiritual meaning of darkness and its healing power, so that you can befriend the darkness within you and around you, surrender to the cyclical nature of life, death, rebirth, and so that you would smoothly allow what is old to go away and what is new to be born. Maybe you grew up in an environment where reality was perceived very dualistically. Darkness was associated with evil and light with good. Maybe it's hard for you to go beyond this dualistic perception. In many monotheistic religions, darkness is seen as the hotbed of evil. As a world inhabited by demonic powers, darkness must be avoided. From a psychological perspective, there is talk of a shadow, a dark human side that we need to explore and integrate. Darkness is associated with difficult, painful, and dark things. Light, on the other hand, represents what we are striving for, a higher level of consciousness. The split made us value our experience and cut ourselves off from the quality of the darkness within us. The result is the ubiquitous fear of death, the lack of rituals of passage, a feeling of being divided, incomplete. So there's a lot of, you know, interesting points of view and information for you to ponder. All of this is to get you to think in ways that maybe you haven't thought before. Think outside the box, incorporating, you know, maybe new reality for you, so that, you know, you're not constantly stuck in, you know, something stagnant. We want to shake up the energy, and I think this book does a really good job at that. You know, the more you start to question things about yourself, why you do things, all of this, you see things with new eyes almost, and therefore your perspective changes, your reality changes. So I would say that this is a little bit more serious than my friend Steph's book that I, you know, did a review of before. You can look under my book reviews playlist if you're interested. Hers was kind of all over the place. There were some serious bits, but there were some fun bits and kind of silly and weird, prompts. But this one is really going into it, like a lot of deep dive type stuff with this book. I'm just flipping to a random page here. Like this one is under the heading of the 16-day re-enchantment challenge, special for chronic conditions. So those of you that suffer from what some people call maybe invisible illness or chronic illnesses, this might be a really good section for you. So this is a really good book for getting past some surface stuff. Some of you that have already been doing like some shadow work, you want to go deeper. This would be a really good book. So that page that I turned to, that random page underneath that heading that I just mentioned, day 13, it says, one of the things we talked about previously is the feeling of loneliness and sickness. However, we are never really alone. Many patients who loved a near-death experience confirm it. To regain the enchantment, we must regain the sense of connection, belonging, support, and compassion. Pick the world card from the deck, put it in the center, look at it, then pick a card asking, what is the woman's message for you? Where are the animals heading to? What is the fairy's message? What is the message carried by the green color in this card? So very unique questions, I think. And then it goes on and on and on. So all in all, I think this is a fabulous book. I've said before, I know that Ouassima is a friend of mine, and I value her light and all that she has to offer the world. But again, if I just saw this on the bookshelf, first of all, I would be captivated by the beautiful artwork, of course. But looking through it, I realized that there are questions and avenues I haven't, gone down before. And I am always looking to expand my consciousness, expand my point of view. I'm always trying to raise my vibration, and I think that this is a fabulous way of doing that. I think that it's very well written. My friend Ouassima, her first language is not English, but you wouldn't be able to tell, within this book. It's just written so beautifully. And of course, she had a few collaborators trying to help her, with this book, but I think it's beautiful. And that there's a lot of light, there's a lot of healing within here. Nothing in here is meant to bring you down and keep you in the shadows. No, it's trying to bring you down to the shadows, illuminate it, heal it, so that you can rise up. Kind of like Hecate going down into the underworld, learning some of these mysteries and then bringing them to the light, to the surface. So this book works in very much the same way. And of course, while I'm using it, it feels pretty darn good in the hands. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this book review for the 365 Days Challenge with Tarot and Oracle for Mystic Souls by my girl Ouassima. I will put the link down below for this book if you are interested. And I think it's a very good complement to her first book, which was that Tarot and Oracle 365 Day Challenge for Busy Souls. I did a review of this a while back, so you can find that in my book review playlist. But yeah, that's it for me, spiritual homies. Let me know what you thought. Do you have this book? How do you use this book? Do you use it just for journaling? Do you actually use it with your decks? Do you use it with runes? Do you, do something different with it? Or any suggestions you have for me, or just your thoughts. All right. So that's it for me. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different types of readings, even conchomancy readings, which is readings with seashells. I love doing that one. And I have my room and body sprays, I have my salves that I make, my Wally's World Oracle that I created, and it was funded on Kickstarter by this beautiful community, and there was contributions from this community as well, within the deck. But if you're looking for more witchy items, then head over to Desert Cauldron. It's all one word, and it's a little Etsy shop that is run by myself and James over at Light of Riga. And we sell all sorts of witchy tools, one-of-a-kind witchy tools, many that were handmade by us, some that were handmade by local artisans, especially those living on the reservations around here in Arizona. and some handmade tools from artisans afar. So definitely check us out, Desert Cauldron, again on Etsy, or at desert.cauldron on Instagram. Sometimes we place our items on the Instagram for much cheaper because the fees are cheaper going through PayPal than it is through Etsy. So if you want to get something before anybody else, because these are one of a kind, we rarely have multiples of the same thing unless we've made multiples, but that's about it. But we want to make sure that you have a one-of-a-kind magical tool for your one-of-a-kind magical practice. So come dance in the desert with us over at Desert Cauldron. All my other links are down below for my newsletter, for the Leon Mystery School, my Patreon, all that good stuff. And that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.